Mr. Faze,
Yan.
thank you for coming. Thank you for being here,
Thank
all
you
the
for
way
having me.
from all over the place, wherever you are. I kind of want to preface this to say you look super comfortable right now.
And I am super comfortable right
So
now.
am I. So this pod is powered by Uptis Studios. We got Mr. Uptis himself behind the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Big
you.
drip.
So shout out to the sponsor of the vid and the sponsor of many more to come. I think we should start by talking about me and you and our relationship a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And we met a long time ago on a random stroke of luck of me coming down to Western University where you were situated at the time and you were doing your thing. I believe you were kind of on your come up at that time.
Yeah, I was just starting to DJ the first ever nightclubs that I was getting into, and you caught me at one of the earliest stages.
I wanted to ask you how you started DJing, what got you into it, and just kind of like the beginning to contrast where you are at now.
Okay. So I had just moved to Western to go to university, and that week I had the choice of becoming a CrossFit coach and getting paid $50 an hour to teach fitness, or becoming a club promoter. And I decided to become a club promoter because I was like, yeah, let me give this a shot, And I felt like I had the right tools around me, the right resources at the time, and I felt like I was in the right environment to succeed at that. And so I started, and I got finessed and screwed over by the venues and the DJs and the club promoters at some of the early clubs that we met at. So actually, specifically the one that we met at.
Yeah,
We won't name any names.
yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah. But I became a promoter. I did a really good job, to a point when I was bringing out 150 people and selling 6-7 tables, and then the club would e-transfer me $85 the next morning.
Oh,
So that's when I decided I needed to stop promoting and start playing the music.
and so for the viewers, because I obviously know this, what's your fitness background? Why was that even in the?
That was in the cards because through COVID, I was competing in CrossFit, and I was lucky enough that I was training at the #1 CrossFit gym here in Canada at the time, and I had really, really good coaches. And I actually qualified to go compete all over the world, in Egypt, in the Netherlands, in Spain, in England, to go compete in the CrossFit championships at the under 18 level.
Nice. How do you think that CrossFit background kind of carries over into what you're doing today with DJing and MCing and hosting and just being that main man
So
and that face?
a lot about CrossFit is pain and endurance and balance. So CrossFit as a sport, all in all, it's a sport about who's the most well-rounded fitness overall. That's why, at the CrossFit World Championships, they're called the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
It's like 14 events that test you across everything. Your gymnastics, your Olympic weightlifting, your powerlifting, your endurance, your swimming, your running, your biking, your rope climbing, your ability to handstand walk and do muscle ups, and all of that mixed together. So having gone through that at a very high level, and then having endured the pain of a lot of those workouts, because sometimes you're in a competition and it's a 10-minute workout and your job is just to get as many reps as possible. So you have to go as hard as you can until that timer goes. And you're competing against people who are also very fit and doing their best. So when you compete against yourself and all those other people and you push that hard, it makes the real world outside of the gym a lot easier. Something that would have been more difficult is now less difficult. Getting up early and going to work and working more hours and sleeping less is less difficult. The lessons I learned in that gym are going to carry me through the rest of my life and make everything else in my life easier.
Do you still make time for CrossFit?
I don't,
No.
but I make time for MMA now.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah, ever since when I switched and moved to London and I started working nightlife, and I realized, okay, nightlife was going to be the thing that I'm going to spend the majority of my time doing, I got into MMA pretty heavily. In London, there's 3 UFC fighters who co-own a gym. It's called Adrenaline MMA. And the head of security at one of the spots that I work at is a coach there, and a bunch of the bouncers all go train there. So they started to invite me to go train with them. And when I was able to hang around and actually beat up on some of these guys, they were like, damn. And so the UFC fighters kind of took me under their wing. We even did like a couple IVs together to recover after some of the, like, crazy parties for me, crazy fights for them.
Yeah.
But we started training together, and I started picking up, so they liked it. And now MMA is where I'm spending the majority of my time, because I see a lot of people outside in nightlife that are drunk hooligans that a lot of people could be up to no good.
Yeah.
So it's important to know how to defend yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You kind of never stopped. There was never, it just kind of went like, and it's still going. It's only getting bigger.
The mentality is don't take your foot off the gas.
Right.
Whoever takes their foot off the gas first loses.
Right. So what was that pivotal moment or something that kind of changed everything, maybe took it to the next level, even if it was on a small scale? Because I know it kind of seems like, a slow and steady rise. It might have not been like this, but what was something that you can accredit or say that move was the right move?
Choosing to let go of my criminology degree at Western and pursuing DJing and nightlife and entertainment full time and picking up 3 rents at the same time, that was the pivotal moment.
What gave you the risk appetite to kind of, take on those 3 different rents? And I know you're driving back and forth constantly on a schedule that most people, they couldn't even bear.
Man, for the past year and a half, I've been driving over 1,000 kilometers a week, and I've been sleeping 1 less night a week than everybody else.
Yep.
Like my Saturday into Sunday is a no sleep. I DJ Saturday night, and then I drive from wherever I'm DJing, and my Sunday just starts right away.
What gave you the courage to have taken that leap and over leverage yourself and put aside your criminology degree? Where does that courage come from? Is it back into?
It's simple. So look, you gave out, there was a bunch of questions a second ago, and I want to answer a bunch of them. There was a couple mentalities that I picked up along the way that helped, and they all accumulate into this, because there's not just one 100% answer. It's a bunch of little 1% that all come together, right? So in terms of letting go of the criminology degree, I still graduated from Western with the criminology degree, but I just realized while I was there that there was a ceiling on how much a criminology degree could have gotten me, right? And I would have had to work years for somebody else or for an institution, and there probably would have been no reward. But this is a world where creators get rewarded. People who create their own opportunities, people who go out of their way to figure out a way to make money, not only for themselves, but for the people who are going to help them out. And for me, in terms of partying, that came easy when I realized that there was a lot more money in throwing the entire party and cutting off everybody else than being cut a tiny slice myself and having to fight for a bigger slice.
I wanted to also ask you about any extremely memorable gigs or crazy gigs or any.
Yes, that was one of the old questions.
Right.
What are some of the craziest parties, right?
Right.
Craziest parties. Okay, some of the craziest shows. The craziest shows were when I got to share a stage with Sway Lee and Quavo. Those were 2 massive crowds, like we're talking like a couple thousand people in the audience. And the energy's nuts, because I was lucky enough to be the only guy DJing for an hour before them. So I get to come on for an hour, get the crowd in the right vibe, get them singing, get them jumping, get them excited to see the artist that they are about to see, because I just took them back to the era when they became fans of that artist. So I really I set up the vibe, I created the atmosphere for them to want to sing along to that artist's songs. so that when that artist comes on stage and they do their 10 songs, the crowd is singing to them every single word. I brought the energy high, but just not high enough.
Yeah.
So those were some of the craziest shows. Some of the craziest parties, though, like I remember being in the DJ booth at Club 44, and I have the Toronto Raptors and the Boston Celtics in the next tables next to me, and they're popping off. Bottles are going side to side, and it's a bottle war.
Yeah.
And they're all just having fun. And these are athletes that aren't even drinking, like,
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of crazy times.
Even on some random Fridays, I've seen your lifestyle, and it's definitely something that's like, I don't think the general public gets to see too much. Just ridiculousness going on all
A lot
over
of
the
people
place.
won't ever get to see this. A lot of people won't ever believe that this even exists. So I'm just glad that there's some videos that I'll be able to show my kids to convince them that I was actually cool when I was younger.
Yeah. I'm in some of those videos. I don't think I could show my kids them, but what's going through your mind in the heat of the moment? You're on the decks, and I'm thinking of this one particular moment. It wasn't too long ago where I was in the booth with you, and we had a circus back there in the DJ booth. I don't know if you remember.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So what's going through your head in that moment because you have to be focusing on the crowd, right? But behind you, there's a whole circus.
Yeah.
Like I could barely focus on what's going on.
Correct. I have like one or two people in mind that I'm like looking out for and checking in on and making sure they're okay and they're having a good time. And then other than that, it's just completely the music, the flow, and then being aware of my surroundings. Because in some of the venues that I play at, the reason why these places want to hire me over different DJs is because I understand from a business perspective how best to operate their entire business so that when I show up on a night, the baddest girls are there, people who are respectful and dressed well are there, they're tipping good, there's no fights, my people show up on time, and they all leave when they're supposed to leave. These venues understand that I'm here to make the bartender's life good, the server's life good, the bouncer's life good, the manager's life good, and it's because I've been training my clientele how to act when they go out with me.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm now, in a club owner's perspective, I'm setting myself apart from any other DJ or promoter or whatever. I'm a guy that's coming in there and doing the job of 5 people on my own and performing better and not even asking for the compensation. It's
such a need, and it's so valuable to have somebody who is quite literally at the forefront of the culture. Somebody who is in the culture, understands the culture, understands what the clients need, what they want to see, what gets them going. And I think that's something that is so valuable, is just that understanding of the market that me and you share, and plenty of people share. Plenty of people that share this mentality though can't get out of bed.
Correct.
Right? Because the night before they were doing X, Y, and Z.
Because they couldn't have gone out without drinking that night.
Exactly. Go to clubs, you can tell immediately when somebody's running show who might be detached. They're there to make money, the owner. They might be a little bit older, and they're detached from this new generation of their clientele, which we are literally their clientele as well.
And the thing about this right now is that you and I, thankfully, we have vision and we've seen this and we're able to capitalize on it and be resourceful with it. But the value that we bring right now, as you and I at the moment, is that we are the pulse on the street and we are the connecting factor for all of these owners, these club owners who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s. They need to reconnect with the demographic that they are targeting.
1,000%.
These students that are,
1,000,000,000%.
These people who are just graduating school or of that age, in their 20s primarily. And that's the age range that we're in.
Absolutely.
And for us to be able to connect the club owners with their clientele and bridge the gap, that's where currently we can capitalize, and we are capitalizing on this opportunity. But this won't last. This is only like a couple year thing, and then there's going to be somebody else who has their pulse on the streets better, right?
Absolutely.
So it's just our job to...
Right now we're the best though.
Right now, yes.
Right now we're the best. Where do you see yourself beyond those 2 years?
beyond those 2 years, I'll be operating. Well, look, I'm moving to Toronto in May, which is in 4 months. 3 months, actually,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So once I come into Toronto, I'm going to establish my own party brand. I'm going to bring a recurring party, like a monthly party, into Toronto. It's going to be my own party. And then I'm going to touch any club that I want to play at for personal reasons. I'm never going to do it for money
Yeah.
because I'm beyond that point now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make my way around Toronto, and I'm going to meet everybody that I need to meet, and I'm going to gain their respect. And after I gain everybody's respect that I need to gain, I'm going to open up my own spot. And I'm going to be running one of the most premium venues in Toronto. Not just a nightclub, but a venue for experiences. So that when a specific kind of person of a specific class, a specific niche, comes into my spot, they get the best experience. From valet parking their car at the door, to the host that greets them and walks them in, to the person that picks up their jackets, to the person that seats them at their table, to the server that brings them their drinks, to the person that brings them their food, to the person that clears their table and then resets it and makes sure that the bottle service is ready, and the people entertaining them all night long. And then I'll be the person to wish them a great night and make sure they get home safe and see them again, right? So I'm going to open up a venue here that provides the ultimate experience for what I would like in a night out with my wife and my friends and family, like the people that I really truly love. And that experience, you're going to be able to put whatever price you want on it, and people will pay it because it's going to be so unique and different than anywhere else. I'm not going to do it for money. I'm going to do it for memories. And then I'm going to have a crowd that's just willing to ride with me until they die. And I already feel like I have that.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got a good circle, a good group of guys.
And that's all it is, bro. It's about who you know and how well they know you.
Right.
That second part is almost more important. Right? So
True.
when you build that relationship with people over time, and you're a person that they feel comfortable and safe with, and you're not there to take advantage of them, and every single situation that you provide is a win-win.
Celebrity stories, if you have any.
Some guys who have been really, really chill, and some guys who have been really, really not chill.
Right.
And I'm not going to talk about the not chill ones because I'm not in the industry of making any enemies.
Yeah.
But for example, T-Pain was sick. Me and T-Pain shared a trailer. He was just a chill guy. Like, he came to do a job. He was not on any high horse.
No.
He was not on any high horse, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to T-Pain.
Yeah. And yeah, there's other people that we just certainly won't talk about. Sway Lee was very sick. Sway Lee I just played with this past month, January 10th.
Sway Lee's a good performer.
He's a great performer.
Yeah, I went to an industry exclusive night one time at like this abandoned warehouse type of thing, and it was only it was a very limited, very private event. And Sway Lee performed, and he was super interactive.
Yes.
You know, he got lit, shirt off, passing the bottle of Don Julio into the crowd. He's like, yo, who got a lighter? He was lit.
Sway was probably the best performance I've ever been a part of and I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of people perform, you know, like I've gotten to see Bryson Tiller, Quavo, Nav, Drake, J. Cole. I got to see a lot of people perform, but man, Sway Lee, he just had an energy about him where you knew he was having fun and he wasn't pretending.
Yeah, Sway turns up the crowd, bro. You could tell he's enjoying it like just as much as the people in the house, just getting lit.
Yes, he's not pretending. He's having a good time.
Yeah.
He's happy to be there.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people that are there
Down
and
to
they don't
earth.
look like they're happy to be there.
Yeah, down to earth. He's looking at like, yo, where's the AP?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yes. And his team, Sway rolls with a deep entourage.
Really?
Yeah, and his team are all just good guys. You know, like you are walking past these guys in the green room and they're not grilling you. Like you dap a guy up as you walk by him, you know?
Yeah.
They're not grilling you. Like Bro, me and my barber, I take my barber with me to my shows.
Yeah.
Because my barber is a fucking real one. Shout out James the Barber.
Yeah. Shout out James the Barber. You get cut on site.
Yes.
Anywhere.
I get
I've
cut
seen
on
it.
stage.
You get cut anywhere.
I open for Ava Max. Ava Max is an artist. She's a great singer. She's a girl that sings Sweet But Psycho
Okay.
and The Motto with Tiesto.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
That's the motto.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's her voice.
Let's go.
So I played with her in September. That show, James gave me a lineup on stage, and I told everybody there that he was the best barber in Canada, which honestly at that point in my mind, straight up, he is. James the Barber. Fucking
Put me
guy.
on. You just put me on.
Fresh. The
James the
freshest
Barber.
Fade, the freshest
If you're
fade.
watching.
Yes. Fucking James the Barber, shout out. Don't kill me.
Oh, what a guy. Okay.
Where was this question going?
I forgot. I don't know. What? So tell me about Tiffy. Tell me about that. I want to talk about Tiffy a little bit. If
Okay,
that's okay.
Tiffy's a fucking stud. Man.
He's the guy. Tiffy's the man.
Tell you about him, honestly.
Shout out to Tiffy.
Yes, shout out to Tiffy.
Now
One
that
of the
we're
most
shouting people out.
one of the most humble guys I know.
Sick guy.
And
Best guy.
he's always been nothing but respectful
Mm-hmm.
and real. Like, you know, him and I connected over our love for music and DJing. And that's where our like friendship kind of built off of. And it's this one thing that we're both very passionate about that we feel like we can come and do together that works out and we both benefit from.
So how do you think your relationship with Tiffy has impacted where you are today? I know you guys host events together, and from what I've seen, they've been pretty successful. I always have a great time.
Yes, our events together have been great, and him and I feel like we'll continue to do work together for the rest of our lives. And the good thing about the work that him and I do together is that we don't do it for money.
Yeah.
We do it to have a good time ourselves and to make sure that the people we like and value are also having a good time. And certain times it's just about creating a space where we can bring certain people to and introduce them to each other in that space.
Actually, let's go back a second. What do you do? Who is Faze? This is a Rubik's Cube of a question, by the way. What do you do?
What do I do? Is a very tough question. Actually, that's probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Is I bring the right people to the right places, and that somehow just miraculously creates good for certain people. I'm giving people a reason to come together and celebrate all together and cheers, you know, and have
And
a moment
smile.
of celebration. Yeah,
And laugh.
correct.
Right.
And create memories and experiences that they're going to take forever with them.
What's a week in the life of Faze?
Typical Mondays, I'm waking up in the morning, I'm working on music, setting myself up for my gigs Friday, Saturday, doing my bookings a month in advance, and then DJing Monday night or promoting/hosting at a venue in Toronto, most likely Apartment 200. Shout out Apartment 200.
Shout out
Monday
Apartment
nights,
200.
Risk Monday.
Shout out Will too.
Shout out Photo Well.
Let's go.
Tuesday. This past Tuesday, I was in between Escobar and Ultraviolet in Toronto. Wednesday, Delilah's Wine Wednesday. This is the.
So now you're back
week.
to
Now, yes. Now
back
we're
to London.
250 kilometers that way.
Right. And then 250 back.
Thursday, for example, this past week, I had an interview for the Remix project in the morning, and then I had She Loves Thursday in Delilah's at night. So back and back.
Friday.
Friday, I'll be DJing somewhere for sure. Friday, Saturday night, I'll be DJing. Typically Saturdays, I do a day party too. Sunday, either day party in the morning and night party at night. Saturday, Sunday are the 2 days that I typically do day parties and night parties.
How important is choosing the right way to spend your time? How important is that to you?
Very important, because once you waste it, something takes a hit, and that week your performance goes down. I keep a good contact list. I keep a good calendar. My girl at home, she's on top of my ass, and she makes sure that I don't miss much of this stuff.
Shout out her.
Yeah.
She's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Shout out her.
And other than that, I just tell my people to remind me on a night of basis, so that on the day of, like, all of my people know that if you want to get into somewhere that day, before I submit my list towards the end of the night, you better message me that morning, so that when I wake up and I see your message in the morning, I know that you need to get into this spot tonight. Most of my people know that you have to hit me up on a nightly basis. They'll let me know 2 weeks in advance. They'll let me know, hey, we're trying to do this. I'll be like, yep, no problem. And kindly remind me the night of, if they're not booking a booth,
Yeah.
or if they...
Any pieces of wisdom, advice, any words for your younger self, what would they be?
It would be just go for it. Just go for it. Do it. Don't worry about a plan B. If you fall, don't worry about having something to fall back on. Fall forward. Get up and keep going.
Alrighty, so I jotted down a few questions for Faze. Yanni, feel free to jump in as well. There's going to be rapid fire, first thing that comes to your head. Just blurt it out. Alright, your past aux, what's the first song you're playing?
The first song I'm playing right now, probably Lil Demon by Future. That's how I'm feeling right now, like a
Me
little
personally,
demon.
I'm do MMA. Which MMA style do you think is most effective in the street?
Which MMA style is most effective in the street? It's just one-on-one, and for sure you need to take a guy down and just tie him up until the ops get there or whatever, so you don't get yourself in trouble.
With your experience, do you think you could take a 260-pound podcaster?
Yeah, it depends on his level of experience. I've been putting in a couple hours in the gym.
Any superpower, what would you want?
For me, I'd probably want to be able to fly. Correct. If I was able to just fly wherever I needed to go, ooh, I'd be in 10 clubs a night, bro.
Yeah.
If you had a pet parrot, what would you teach it to say?
Stay motivated.
Get up, work harder.
Work harder.
Nice. What do you think the world is going to end one day?
AI is getting crazy. What do you think?
Yeah, it could be a robot takeover.
Yeah,
AI
it could be.
takeover,
It could be
for
a
sure.
robot takeover.
For
If
sure.
they get smart, we're
Which
cooked.
they already are. They already have feelings.
Really?
Yeah.
Try to wife an AI.
I got two more. This one I'm really intrigued about. If you could have dinner with any two people, dead or alive, who would it be?
I'm going to go with Donald Trump and probably
That's a great one.
That's a power.
That's a great one.
Elon Musk.
Or I'll take Trump and Dana.
Yeah, Dana's a
Yeah,
great
I'll
one
take
too,
I'll take Dana White.
It's all about who can say yes.
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
has the most power to say yes.
Right.
In 2 words, describe the tracksuits you're wearing.
Comfortable.
Drippy.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for being curious, interested, and I want to make a few mentions, a few notes. Shout out to Up to Studios who
Big
got
shout
us
out.
so comfortable and actually allowed us to be sitting down here for an hour plus.
Comfy, cozy.
Comfy, cozy,
Not
and
in
stylish.
Any rush to get out of here.
Nope. I almost don't want to leave my chair.
Yeah.
Like that's how my legs are feeling right now. Just hugged. Link for Optus is going to be in the description. Collection's sold out. You missed the boat, but another one will be dropping soon. And you can get yourself this same fit, different colors, and check out the website, see what else they got. Fairly priced for what it is, honestly, way better than fast fashion and Aritzia and whatever. Properly sourced, everything's amazing. And super big shout out to Mr. Optus himself for plugging us in here and taking care of the boys. Powering the pod. And then I also want to make mention, please, like, subscribe, leave a comment, screw it, say what you think, get in on this discussion. Let me know what you want to see. There's going to be an email in the description right under the Optus link. Send me an email if you have any ideas, if you have any criticisms, if you want to just hate on me, if you have any guest suggestions, something you want to see, something you want to see me do. Please let me know. Send me an email, anything. If you want to collaborate, if you have something to offer, within this realm and within other realms, I'm sure me and Faze can sort something out in pretty much any industry.
It's always going to be a win-win.
Always going to be a win-win. If you have, come network with us. If you want to, put forth an idea or any connections that you might want to put together some pieces, there's definitely some cake for you to eat too. So yeah, send me an email, give me constructive criticism. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Faze,
Thank you, Yanni. Love you,
my
bro.
dude,
Love you, man.
thanks for being here. It's only fitting
Thank
that
you for
Faze was the
having me.
first guest. Ciao guys.